I used to work in a call center and it was bad, like really bad, but the cold calling wasn't even the worst part. Do you know what it was? The commute. Being stuck in Wellington, going to a place I really didn't want to be was soul destroying. And according to a couple of studies, long commutes are pretty much guaranteed to make you more miserable. So I'm making sure that by the end of this video, you'll never need to commute to work again. Because in this video, I'm giving you 5 high income online jobs that you can do from your desk at home or even in your bed, or if you're too lazy to get up, no judgment. Now I've made sure to choose jobs they have a high income to skill ratio. So even if you don't have the skills to make big money straight away, those skills are free to build on YouTube. So if you're ready to make money online but aren't sure how, let's get right into it. So if you already have an area of expertise and want to make a bit of extra money on the side, tutoring can be a great side hustle that could potentially turn into a full-time career. Bonus points if you already are a teacher or are studying to become a teacher, but even if you're an everyday person, you should think about something you could possibly teach because anything works. And now online tutoring has made becoming a tutor easier than ever before. And you don't just need to teach English, okay? I'll tell you why in a moment. There are a bunch of online tutoring websites that anyone can sign up to, which I'll give you in a moment. And these sites allow you to choose your own schedule and they fill your time slots for you. But what do you need in order to get started? Well, you don't technically need any qualification or even experience. You can get started tutoring basic English language, for example. However, for many tutoring gigs, especially the higher paid ones, you'll need a degree. So if you have higher qualifications, you can get more clients and earn more money. And most of the tutoring jobs are one-on-one with a student, and you'll be going over each area or material where they have problems or questions. However, you might also lead group tutoring sessions online. Now, let me give you a couple of sites to get started. The first is Wyzant, which is an online marketplace that connects students and parents with tutors looking to help. Creating an online profile is free and easy with these guys. The next site is called Preply, and the interesting thing about this one is, well, to be honest, nothing, because it's pretty much exactly the same as Wyzant, an online platform for tutors. You can sign up, teach, and get paid, although Preply seems to have a stronger demand for language tutors than Wyzant, so that's something to consider as well. The last one I wanted to show you has the most obvious and uncreative name, and that's tutor.com. Pretty crazy, right? So I hope they don't teach creative writing on that site with that name, but I recommend you check this one out because there are over 250 plus subjects that you could potentially teach on the site, so there's something for everybody. Let's talk about cheddar. How much can you make? Well, rather than take a tutoring website's answer at face value, I found a guy who makes $2,000 to $2,500 a month tutoring in computer science. Not dreadful. And you're helping people learn stuff, which is rewarding in itself. For that reason, it gets a 3 out of 10 from me. Now for this next job, you don't need any specific skill or knowledge, which makes it pretty easy to get into. And here's something you might like, okay? If you're a bit of an introvert and you don't like chatting on the phone with people, being a chat agent working online could be ideal for you. You'll be handling multiple chats at one time, helping people out with all kinds of customer service related stuff. And a plus with this job is that it gives you quite a bit of flexibility because, many companies give you flexible hours to create your own schedule, and you only need your internet connection and of course, a laptop. And you could even do this job from a minivan if you wanted to, very popular back in the day, and you can get paid more than you might think. But it's not all good. There's a reason this isn't number 1 on our list, okay? Chatting with customers who are often pissed off as you try to help them solve all kinds of problems can get old very quickly. So you might also be expected to work non-traditional work hours, think evenings, weekends, and public holidays, doing a job that can be stressful with that workload. And while this is an easy job to get into and start making money online, it rarely goes anywhere, right? You're not going to get promoted to CEO from that. So the opportunities for career advancement are pretty limited, and after a while, you aren't really learning anything new. So sorry if I killed your buzz on that one, but it can fund you you and help you get to the next level. And it's not all doom and gloom, because let me tell you about the pay, okay? I found a job on uptostaff.com that pays up to $35 per hour for an online customer service representative just using text chat. For a 40-hour work week, that works out to $5,600 per month, which is not bad at all. So to become an online chat agent, most companies need you to have a high school diploma, solid written communication skills, and fast and accurate typing speed. And you can find all kinds of chat service jobs using the usual job websites like Upwork and Indeed.com. So this will get a higher rating from me because it often pays well, but there are better options on this list that won't make you question the meaning of your existence. So 5.5 out of 10 is all I'm giving this one, and the next one is way more exciting and way more creative. If you have a talent for digital art and want to make some money doing it, becoming an NFT artist could be a great route for you. So I'll explain what that means in a moment, but first, if you don't think digital art can make much money, let me blow that idea out of the water right now. A few years ago, something crazy happened. A piece of artwork called Every Day's The First 5,000 Days sold for $69.4 million in an online auction. It was the first time a major auction house offered a digital-only artwork with an NFT, non-fungible token, to guarantee its authenticity. It was also the first time the world saw how much digital art can make. So since the sale, NFT artists have been on the rise, but what is an NFT artist and how can you make this work for you? An NFT artist is someone who creates digital art and sells it as a special kind of digital certificate called an NFT. NFTs show that the art belongs to the artist and can't be copied. It's like proof that the artwork is original instead of a copy, which makes it way more valuable. But why would you choose to become an NFT artist? Well, here's a few reasons. First, it can be a great source of passive income. You gradually build up a portfolio of artwork that brings in money when someone buys it or sells it later, and you're also the boss, right? You determine your own schedule, and if you're into NFTs and the crypto scene, then you can leverage your network to your advantage there. But it's not all great, right? The prices of NFTs can change a lot, so you might not always be making a lot of money. It can also be expensive to make and sell NFTs because transaction fees. It's also a headache to make sure you protect your art from being stolen and copied, and of course you do have to have some creative skill and ability there. But if that's not a problem, you can make some decent money. According to a study from web3.com, NFT artists can be paid anywhere between $40,000 and $210,000. But for an average NFT project, you can expect a salary between $45,000 and $80,000 per year if you end up getting employed as an NFT artist for a project. But now you might also be thinking, you need a serious following on social media to sell the artwork if you go the personal brand route. Well, that's not true, okay? This Redditor recently made $6,000 from 2 pieces of artwork from a small but loyal following. And for this video, I looked at 100 NFT artists in the 100K club who use Twitter, and the median audience size is 2,000. So that's really not a lot. So you don't need a big audience, but you do need to do a few things to get started. You need to create digital art that you love and want to share with others. You'll need to set up a digital wallet like Apple or Google Pay to store your NFTs and interact with NFT platforms. Then you can choose a website where you can sell your NFTs like OpenSea or Rarible. Follow the steps on the website to turn your art into NFTs and put them up for sale. Use social media and online communities to show your art to people and get them interested in buying it. So it's quite simple, but it all comes down to the quality of your artwork and your ability to network. So the crypto crowd is a bit like a cult, right? They all know each other and there's a ton of money flying around, but overall this is a great option if you have a talent for digital art and a passion for crypto. So that being said, it's not for everyone, so I'm giving this a 6 out of 10. If your party trick is to do impressions of people, then you may not know that you can get paid a decent chunk of change for doing it professionally. Honestly, whenever I think of voiceover acting, I think of that scene in the movie Mr. Doubtfire with Robin Williams. And although in the movie he couldn't make money doing it, he'd probably be rich if he did it online today. So voice actors can find work across ads, video games, animated series, podcasts, and more. And the pay's not bad either. The average voice artist artist earns around $37 an hour according to Backstage.com, and you can do this remotely from a home studio. It's pretty cheap to set up, and there's niches for everyone with different accents, languages, delivery styles. It's a very lucrative option. And of course there's AI tools now like 11 Labs that can take a clone of your voice, so theoretically voiceover jobs are under threat. But the thing is, if you want to make money with voiceover work, I wouldn't be too concerned. Only the unskilled grunt work is under serious threat. A good voiceover artist needs to be able to convey emotion and follow the client's instructions well, and the AI stuff is not nearly as good as it needs to be yet. I know that professionally because I buy a lot of voiceovers myself for clients. So you can still do this job and make good money. Now let's talk about the pros and cons, okay? You get the freedom to work anywhere on your own schedule as long as you have your voiceover studio with you, and if you want to work from your PJs, then absolutely go for it. Nobody's watching you, and it's also a great creative job that lets you really get into a character or bring your voice to life. From researching this job, one consistent thing I came across is how much everyone enjoys this job. It's got downsides, but professional voiceover actors are raving about it, which is quite rare, but there are downsides. It's quite competitive. You'll be up against talented people. Standing out from the crowd can be difficult, which is why you want to get into niches like languages or accents or delivery styles. You can make it work. And working alone isn't for everyone too. It can obviously get quite lonely at times if you don't have a good friend group, but you can fix that by going out and meeting people, so that's not really a problem. And you need a good setup. But the setup is pretty cheap to set up from what I saw. So you'll be working in a freelance capacity most of the time, and online voiceover work is less like a job. It's more like a solo business, so it isn't for everyone. Now, with that reality check out of the way, how much can you make? A decent chunk actually. For example, this voiceover artist is on track to bank $120,000 a year and makes a solid point in this comment. It helps to really love what you're doing. Now, to get started as a voiceover artist, there are a couple of websites that can help. Voices.com is a good one, as well as voice123.com, and of course Fiverr. And if you go to any of these websites, create a profile, upload samples, and reach out to people with proposals for jobs, you can start earning surprisingly quickly on that platform, purely for the fun factor coupled with great earning potential. So this one's getting an 8 out of 10 from me. Now, when I say to someone that web development is a great earner, they usually freak out a bit. I know it sounds scary, and I admit that web development can be pretty complicated, but what I'm suggesting is simple. Make websites for people using WordPress. You really don't need to know code or be able to navigate the back end in order to make great money making websites for people. There are loads of people out there who don't have the time, energy, or knowledge to make websites of their own, and you can do it for them. WordPress is easy to learn using YouTube tutorials, and there are a whole boatload of plugins that you can install to make things even easier. One of the main ones is a theme plugin called Elementor, which gives you access to a whole bunch of pre-built templates that you can use for your clients' websites. They'll get a professional looking website that you've created easily from scratch with a template without having to know code or pretty much any programming language. So it's a win-win. And when you know how to create great websites with Elementor or Divi or anything like those, finding clients will be the main thing to figure out in the beginning. So you can start with Upwork and Fiverr to build your skill, reviews, and experience. And one thing that will really help you to get a steady stream of clients ready to pay you money is figuring out a niche. It really adds to your credibility as you can prove that you're able to actually meet your client's specific needs. For example, if you've had therapy in the past, you might want to focus on designing websites that help therapists get more patients. Or if you've had an injury and are rehabilitated, you could target physiotherapists. You don't absolutely need to know the niche at the start, but it helps you get off the ground if you do. Okay, so how much can you make by making websites for people? Well, actually, I found a pretty funny example online of a guy called Inappropriate Hot Dog who's complaining about making $100,000 a year as a freelancer, okay? Where does he get the guts for that? He was so angry about this, in fact, he threw a hissy fit and finally caved in. Now, he earns over $200,000 a year working for someone else making websites. I feel pretty bad for the guy. Honestly, show your sympathy in the comments below, everybody. Poor guy. And just to be clear, That was my attempt at sarcasm, but this just goes to show how much money you can make with this job. $220,000 a year or $16,666 a month. I don't want to say 666. I'm sure you wouldn't complain about that, would you? It's creative and it pays a ton. So for that reason, this job is the winner of this video. Now, if you want to learn how to build a real online business that makes real money like this, make sure you check out the free training in the description below this video, because I'm going to teach you over 2 hours how to do it step by step using the business model that I actually use to make money online called drop servicing. Don't forget to like the video, and if you want to see more videos like this, the best thing to do, you probably haven't heard anyone else mention this, subscribe to this channel and you'll get more videos like this. But otherwise, guys, as always, I really appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching. Comment any questions you have for me below, and you'll see a couple of videos on screen right now. Watch one of these videos if you like, and I'll see you over in the next video.